Alright, hello guys, what's going on? Unoptimized Fool here with another Unoptimized WoW news review. This is going to be the #1 episode of this new series I'm starting. Again, I've been doing this a lot on X, mostly every day, but I'm bringing this to new platforms. And, we're just experimenting with content. And, I just want to extend this. So for people on X, this doesn't change. It's the same old, same old. But people are going to be seeing this and hopefully some more and some new content-wise. And again, what I do is I cover all the news in a 24-hour cycle. For anything World of Warcraft related, we cover retail, we cover PTR, we cover Season Discovery, Classic, Cataclysm, right? Anything that has to do with World of Warcraft, and we even mention Blizzard in general, if it somewhat has to pertain to WoW. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So again, what I usually do is I like to cover the oldest pieces of content in the 24-hour periods first. And at the end of the show, I like to cover it at the end of kind of new articles that have just come out. So, we have a post here called Warcraft 2 Remastered Internal Alpha. New Blizzard catalog entry has been added. So it looks like there has been a leak from an internal testing build. Now, obviously, I don't think they intended for this to come out. And again, I think this is going to be one of their surprises for the November 13th Direct, the Warcraft Direct. So Blizzard has pushed an update to their CDNs that include a new title, Warcraft 2 Remastered Internal Alpha. This update also adds initial background images and logos for the likely upcoming product. Again, which makes it a little bit more believable in the sense of it being true, because again, they could just name it, Warcraft Remastered 2, and then, that's all we go for. But there is some art already associated with this, which means they put development time into this. So therefore, I think we're going to see a remaster. Obviously, I don't think it'll be ready for maybe a year or so, but we'll definitely see it being announced in BlizzCon. Not BlizzCon, excuse me, the Warcraft Direct. We'll also probably hear about Warcraft 3 2.0, basically, which is probably just going to be an update to Warcraft 3 that we've been wanting for a long time. Now, we have a Cataclysm article here talking about Blood Death Knight tanks, 13 out of 13 heroic in cloth gear. This tanking imbalance in Cataclysm Classic. So they were talking about how back in August, our Death Knight class writer, Riani, hopefully I can pronounce that right, started a fresh character, another Death Knight, but this time he decided to level while only using cloth armor. Dubbed The Adventures of Clothiana, what started as a funny side project went surprisingly smoothly, even saving 2 gold, 13 silver on plate specialization. The road to 85 was easy enough, and then surprisingly heroic dungeons in ZG heroics caused him no real problems either. And eventually went 13 out of 13 heroic rating, which means that Death Knights are pretty, Death Knights were super, super crazy in Lich King, and obviously in Cataclysm they were too. So, and obviously this kind of points towards a little bit of an imbalance that's going on. Obviously, this is a tank in cloth gear, which does not sound right at all. So obviously this is definitely a problem, I would say. Just because, again, you probably shouldn't. Again, but how will Blizzard fix this? There's 2 ways to fix this, obviously. Figuring out the systematic issue, or they could literally just say you can't wear cloth gear as a Death Knight. So, I feel like the second option is the latter option is going to probably be the one that they do. Again, it's classic, Cataclysm Classic. They don't really do too much tuning on those systems. Then we have a live article here. Again, live is talking about 11.0.5. The Truth of the Thagar. Again, this is the weekly archive quest story. Again, this has spoilers, and I'm not going to go over them because I actually haven't done this yet myself. Again, I don't go over any spoilers with these news, right? Obviously, I do wait about a week until the spoiler is released. So, for example, this weekly archive quest will be openly talked about on the channel and in my videos next Tuesday. So I give a week until spoilers are talked about. So obviously I'm not going to cover what's going on because, one, I don't know what the story is, and I don't want to kind of I like to experience it in game, and also I don't want to turn away viewers. So, but if you want to watch that and see what's going on there, and you can't wait in game for some reason, check out the Wowhead article. And then we have another live article here talking about the Guest Relations Day 7 progress, start of Chapter 2 questline. Now obviously there is solution spoilers inside this article, which means I will not be talking about this article any further, because again, some people are doing Guest Relations raw and without any help. So obviously, again, if you're following this, it's been a full week of progression. So definitely check it out and catch up since it's day 7. This was posted about 8 hours ago. And then we have a PTR notice. Now PTR right now is 11.0.7. We have a patch 11.0.7 PTR development notes for November 6th, which is today. It goes over profession respect feature has been delayed. So there was a blue post put out today, right? So creatures and NPCs sparring Oathsworn peacekeepers at the Contenders Gate in Dornogal can now be dismissed by speaking with them and telling them to take a break. They must be so exhausted by now. Ichthir Colossus is now 30% smaller when tamed as a hunter pet. In professions, the previous mentioned profession specialization respect feature is still being worked on and won't be ready in time for 11.0.7. We'll have more information about this feature in a future content update, and due to the respect feature being delayed last week, changes to multicraft and resourcefulness have been reverted and will be under further discussion. Again, I mean, obviously people want this to happen, but you can't rush a system that's half cooked, so I'm glad they're pushing it back to work on it further. And if they have some quest updates here, explore the fate of the Kirin Tor, delve into the aftermath of Dalaran's fall in the War Within epilogue questline. The Kirin Tor must confront their past mistakes and decide on the future course of their people, so that's been added in. They have a development note saying this questline will only be available to test on the PTR for 3 weeks, so if you want to test that, definitely now is the time. And they have a user interface and accessibility update. Quest items and the objective tracker will glow when they are in usable range. Again, just kind of showing off like, hey, you need to use this. Again, more casual friendly. There's some people who play this game and don't know what they're doing. I mean, you have to assume, like, you know, us veterans know everything about the game. And some of this is implied knowledge. And obviously Blizzard wants to keep people playing, and they're going to remove every speed bump that they can from this game. So yeah, checked out those blue. That's the whole blue post here. Okay, nothing too crazy. Obviously, probably the biggest news is the profession respec feature being delayed. We have another PTR article here talking about the new mounts from Time Walking event in patch 11.0.7. We have Sky Reaver, Yolzol, and Corrupted Dragon. With this week's patch 11.0.7 build, 11.0.7, ton of numbers, we've discovered 4 new mounts being added to Time Walking vendors. Each mount costs 5,000 Time Warped badges. Again, for Cataclysm Time Walking, we have the Brooding of Sinestra. Mists of Pandaria Time Walking, we had Copper Mand Quillian. Warlords of Draenor Time Walking, we have Nightfall Sky Reaver. And Legion Time Walking, we have Ulzur Flesh Ripper. So again, you can see all the models in this article as they have provided. And again, this is just another thing we knew was happening, right? Obviously, they are refreshing the older Time Walking stuff, which is great, you know? Again, people are whales and sitting on a ton of the Time Warp badges, so they're basically just saying, hey, here's some mounts, dump your currencies into them, you absolute whales. So it's good to see. I'm glad to see that. And then, of course, we have another PTR article here about the patch 11.0.7 PTR class and spell changes, Evoker Rescue Nerf. So again, this right here, again, I won't go into full detail because this is not a blue post, this is just straight raw data been data mined. We've data mined new class and spell changes from the patch 11.0.7 PTR, including, again, this is just kind of covers the major things talked about in this article, including a major nerf to invokers, with Rescue no longer removing movement impairing effects. Again, Rescue is swoop to an ally and fly with them to the target location, so you can no longer remove movement impairing effects when you rescue them. So obviously if they're rooted, you cannot just swing them out of there and break that root. So obviously you're going to see a lot of PvP stuff kind of get changed up, PvE aspects as well too. So again, Evokers are probably a little bit upset about this. Of course, there's other changes here too, talking about comparing the old stats and the new stats. So definitely check that out. But there's way too much to go over now. Lots of PTR news, by the way, guys. We have another PTR news here about Broom Mount source changed for 11.0.7. The new red variant has been added. So with today's build, Blizzard has changed 2 of the new Broom Mount sources to be in-game shop, while adding a new color one to the trading post. So it looks like the Sky Witch's Sweeper and the Twilight Witch's Sweeper are now in the in-game shop, aka you have to spend real-life money to get these items, but the Silver Moon Sweeper will be in the trading post. Now before, this was, I believe, again, the Sky Witch's Sweeper and the Twilight Witch's Sweeper were both supposed to be the trading post, but now you have to buy with your sweet wallet. So I always hate to see this stuff, and these brooms look fantastic in my opinion. I think they have like a headlight, almost looks like a motorcycle, but obviously it's just a broom. That's pretty cool, but it does stink that they're just going to try to nickel and dime you for a game that is, you have to pay a monthly subscription to. But who am I to complain? We also have another PTR article here about Kor'kron's cosmetic armor has been added to the 11.0.7 PTR. So again, the latest build has added the long-awaited Kor'kron shoulders and tabards for players. Again, you can get the tabard and the shoulders. While the source is currently unknown, this comes alongside a plethora of expansion-themed gear similar to what was added in 11.0.5 for Burning Crusade and Wrath Time Walking, making it likely that these pieces will be purchasable for Time Walk badges when Mists of Pandaria Time Walking is active. Again, this is just an assumption, but it's a good assumption nonetheless. And then another PTR. So many PTR. I mean, this new build has a lot of stuff. This PTR, and this is why people think this is going to be dropping for the Christmas Veil. We have new Winter Veil awards coming soon. Battle Pet and Festive Transmog items. Some new Winter Veil Festive rewards have been data mined from the patch, including a new Yeti Battle Pet and a few new Transmog items. So again, we have the new Battle Pet Grunch. It has a package on the back. Very cute, very cute. And it drops from a quest achievement from You're a Mean One. And it's basically recover the stolen treats and free Metzen, the reindeer, after defeating the abominable Grench, who is hiding out near Growless Cave in the Hillsbrad foothills. And then we have some new festive transmog items. We have, looks like some vests, looks like we have two red and 2 green. Again, we don't know where these drop from though. Obviously, we can assume it's a red and green and red color variations for a vest, sweater, and shirt. So we don't know where this drops. Obviously, something to do with the event. And then the last article, again, tons of PTR news today. But we have new tabards from time walking events in 11.0.7, the Explorers League, Kor'kron that we talked about, Archonai, and more. So they've discovered 6 new tabards being added to the patch. We suspect these will be added to time walking vendors like the previous tabards data mined in the current patch. So for Cataclysm time walking, we have the Explorers League and the Requirary tabards. I'm going to mess up some of these words. I'm not the best at talking sometimes. Mists of Pandaria time walking, Pandarian Elders, and Kor'kron. And Warlords of Draenor time walking, we have Archonai and Iron Horde. So definitely a lot of cool things. So again, that is going to be it for all of the news today. I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with me again. As I'm here live on X, and obviously in the video, I'm going to be posting this the day after. Again, this news is live right now on X. Now you can get this news live and not secondary if you just go to my X channel. So wherever this is posted, obviously X people, you already know where it is. But if this is on YouTube or whatever, definitely check out the main page. But guys, thanks for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow.